Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, joined with Mario
What's up, guys?
and Connor.
Hey, everyone.
We're going to talk about Rush Hour, Season 1, Episode 1. It's called Pilot, and full spoilers, although if you've seen the movie, you probably, you know everything that's going to happen in this episode, because it's essentially a 40-minute supercut of the movie with different actors. Needless to say, we will not be continuing this show. We thought we'd cover the pilot to see how it is, and it was god awful.
No, we knew it was going to be god awful going in. We only covered it because you forced us to.
Yeah, because I thought this would be fun.
There's nothing fun about what we watched.
You're so masochistic.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't complete garbage. Like, south of hell.
Well, I was going to say this is only the second worst pilot we've ever covered.
Yeah.
It's gonna take something really special to top that, though.
I don't
Yeah.
think it ever will. I think if anything ever tops South of Hell in terms of being awful, I think we should just retire because we've done it at that point.
There's nothing else to see.
Just give up watching TV.
No,
forever.
we're gonna turn into Reavers. We saw the edge of space and just went crazy.
Yeah, now who's bringing up reading shows? Right. So.
No, see, what you do is you go, hey, Connor, do you guys have toothpaste? What kind of toothpaste do you guys have in England? Speaking of toothpaste, this reminds me of an episode of, Whedon wrote. That's what you do.
Fallacies.
Anyway.
But yeah, so it's basically 40 minutes, a 40-minute version of the movie, but it's on like super speed mode to the point where like I actually typed to you guys halfway through, if this plot doesn't slow down, I'm going to get whiplash. Because it just, even the way the scenes are cut individually, the editing's so bad because it's just rushing through it so
the
much.
fight scenes are pretty shitty.
All over the place, yeah.
It's really, really bad. And just lots of weird and bizarre moments that I can't even begin to comprehend the stupidity of. And it hurt because there was a few actors in this I quite like in the supporting roles, and it upset me seeing them in this. Desmond from Lost was there as the guy who's so obviously going to turn out to be evil. We also had the ex-partner of of Curtis's character. Was it Curtis? Carter. There you go. Like his ex-partner. She's quite good. She was in the shitty seasons of Dexter, but she was the best part of those shitty seasons of Dexter. What else? Any positives? Anyone want to? I have one line that kind of made me smile. It was when they're talking about being afraid, or him not being afraid, and Lee says, "I was afraid once as a small child," and that
just walks away.
right, that part wasn't what made me laugh. It was the little line that he threw in after that actually made me chuckle a little bit. He goes, "It was unpleasant," and walks away. Right, that made me chuckle. Okay, not bad line. Right,
I just...
props for props.
Why don't I just watch the movie, is the thing. Why would I watch this?
Well, I think that the biggest problem you're running into is it's Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
But not.
But no, what I mean is in the movie, it's so much of what worked for that movie was just completely based on the fact that they were them. Like, if
Yeah.
you like Chris Tucker and you think he's funny, you're going to like that movie because you think he's funny. If you like Jackie Chan because of, obviously all the martial arts and stuff and because of his humor that he does, it's because you like him. It's so much of it rests on that.
Yeah, and that because the guy playing Carter specifically is really just an impersonation of what Chris Tucker did in the movie.
Yeah, well, actually, I think the Jackie Chan version was worse because he can't do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of his physical, humor is gone.
I really felt, especially in the bar fight, like
Yeah.
it just felt really empty comparatively.
Actually, Joey was a bad actor. See the cousin
Yeah.
who Lee wanted to arrest. See when they were sitting at like the bench eating lunch or whatever when he was giving them information. I thought his acting was atrocious.
Yeah. It's just bad.
Those
I just don't understand why this exists.
I mean, fucking the start. We're introduced to Curtis, right? And he's on a undercover trying to bust these guys with guns. Patrol squad shows up. He immediately holds up his badge and says, "Don't shoot, I'm a cop." And then he chases the guy onto like the overpass that's right above them. Well, there just happens to be a helicopter. And then he jumps on the side of the helicopter, and the helicopter flies with him strapped to the side of it. But all this, it happens so quickly. And I wouldn't mind this in an action movie that's a big dumb action movie, and it's kind of like part of the fun where, oh, the bad guy's got a helicopter just conveniently.
Kind of feels like the opening chase to a Bond film.
Yeah. And I don't like Bond movies, but this had no charm or anything. It was just...
Well, this is just really tone deaf. Like, the movie was obviously made in the 90s, and it fit that era. And a lot of the jokes in here also felt like they're trying to... Because they're trying to copy the style, but the style's completely outdated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually feels really kind of racist in every direction.
Yeah. Well, even the scene with the really attractive woman they're looking for, and he's like... He moves his head forward, and he's like, look at that boot or whatever, or like, remember the boot, whatever he says. And it's like, nothing does that anymore. Because it's just not accepted anymore in our society to really do that.
Yeah, it just feels kind of sexist, like that in particular. It's just, but I mean, they did tone down some of the culture clash jokes, I suppose, but it still just felt really, really...
Wasn't there an ongoing thing about the gang sounding like chow mein or something, or what did they say?
Oh, Kung Pao, I think it was.
Kung Pao or whatever.
Yeah, and he kept getting it wrong. Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's like that was funny in 1996, but it's 2016.
Lots of things were funnier in 1996.
Yeah. I just don't understand who thought this was a good idea. Why would you copy a movie that's so obviously specifically tailored around these two characters, these two actors? That, like, it's a really dumb movie. Like, I like that movie and I really enjoy it, but I would never like really defend it because it's really stupid. It's not like a classic action movie. It's just something you throw on. It's really dumb. You want to just shut off your brain and just watch Jackie Chan jump through some fucking hoops and do all this crazy shit.
That's how I felt after this episode. It's like, well, now I'd rather just go and watch the movie and like watch a better version of this.
The real version of it. Well, because in that one, when he gets held up by the cops, they blow up a fucking car in the middle of Los Angeles. And like clearly it's a real explosion in a real car. So it just looks better.
It's funny because I've not actually seen the original movie in like at least a decade. It has been a long ass time. And even watching this, having barely remembered anything, it was still reminding me of all the scenes. I was like, oh yeah, this happened in the movie. And that happened in the movie, where he's like pretending to be like, you know, opposing this guy, but then it turns out they're cousins. That was in the movie. They go to the Chinese restaurant. That was in the movie. Like they just kept doing things that were in the movie.
Yeah,
it was just kind of a greatest hits that wasn't as good as it should be.
Yep. Well, it was just all an excuse to get to the setup of, oh, now he's going to work here.
Well, that's the one change, is they have to make it permanent. Because
the two changes was that, and then instead of looking for the little girl, he's looking for his sister.
But again, that's like a long time plot thing, so they can have him around for, you know, in their case, they're hoping for seasons. I highly doubt this will get a second season.
I don't know. Gotham got a second season.
This was worse than Gotham, and I don't say that lately.
Yeah, this is really bad.
Yeah. We knew it was going to be bad anyway.
My one hope is maybe the second episode could be better because it can't copy.
It doesn't have to rely on the movie. Yeah. Well, the thing I also don't understand, why wouldn't you try to get somebody better, like Damon Wayans Jr.? Because he feel like he'd be the kind of guy you get nowadays.
Because they can't afford anyone better.
It's funny you say that, because Damon Wayans Sr. is going to play Murtaugh in the new Lethal Weapon series.
But I can get behind that if it's done well.
Well, the thing is, though, Lethal Weapon actually has characters with backstories and plot. So if it's written well and directed well, it can still be good. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are a big part of why that was so good, but I could see it being done.
Right. Well, and that's what I mean about this one. Like, this one was clearly, obviously, not deep characters that were written well. This is just completely based on...
Oh, yeah, it never was.
Whether you like them.
I fully expect the script for the first Rush Hour was terrible and generic. And then there was those two. Tucker probably improvised a lot of dialogue, and then Jackie Chan probably improvised a lot of, like,
the fight scenes and choreography, yeah, which, because obviously that's what they do. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Good times.
Joel joke felt really dated to me. See when he lands in the pool and he's like, "Oh, what weather we're having? It's raining black people."
Yeah, that was in the trailer too that we saw.
That also feels like it's right out the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, all of it, like the super stereotypical like Final Fantasy Asian guy on fucking Yamaha motorcycles. Like, how fucking racist can you get? Like, it was what was it that we were watching? There were ninjas and they were riding Ducatis. And I was surprised that they had Japanese guys riding Italian motorcycles. Like, at least they didn't give them stereotypical. On this one though, because of course it had to be a Yamaha.
Yeah, skull out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, they went all over the top with everything else, so they might as well be on the nose with that too.
Dear.
Yep.
I'm annoyed because there was another stupid moment that I wanted to talk about and I can't remember what it was, so I'm just gonna have to leave it.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking show.
It is, but there was one in particular that really irked me, but I can't remember what it was now.
Just everything.
You're gonna remember as soon as we finish recording.
I know.
Well, the guys, they find the guy that they're looking for, who was the helicopter pilot, and then the other guy shoots him in the face, but he's in the hiding on a roof or something by himself. Why?
Just because.
And then they just chase him out, and there's like, I don't get it.
All right, I think we've tortured ourselves and people watching and or listening to us enough. That's Rush Hour, the pilot. Needless to say, don't look for episode 2 from us. That's it. It's done. It's awful.